Hello, Facebook. Hello, Facebook Live. Hello, YouTube. However, you're catching us, it is Monday, March 15th. Monday, March 15th, 2021. Um, it is cold out today. It is cold out today. We had that couple of nice days a few days ago, and I don't know what's the high supposed to be today, like 34 or something. Yeah, 34, and it's at that right now. I've not gone for my run yet today. It has been a hectic day here at the restaurant. I feel overwhelmed, behind. It's already 2 o'clock. I have to start thinking about turning the ovens on here in another hour. We open at 5 o'clock today, so I have to think about that in about another hour. I mean, it's just, today has been, Mondays are a crazy day for us to begin with because we're just catching up on inventory and ordering, and it's a start to the week, and in the restaurant industry, the amount of, a lot of people don't understand the amount of work that's done behind the scenes in restaurants, like the office work that needs to be done, all that kind of stuff. And Jamie and I spend a lot of time in the office as well as a lot of time in the restaurant on the floor. So today's day, what have I done today? So something happened that's very good that hasn't happened in a year. This is a year, so I want to report a little bit of good news. But first off, before I do that, to this week's special is our smoked brisket. This week's $9.99 special is our smoked brisket. I don't think we've done the brisket as a special yet. I don't know if we have or we haven't. I can't remember. Ever since like November, we've been doing specials that are $9.99 for takeout that are just like insanely popular, like really popular. Last week we did the ribeye steak. We've done lobster. No, last time we did lobster mac and cheese. The week before was ribeye steak. We did the salmon is always a very popular one. So this week is our slow smoked brisket, $9.99 for our slow smoked brisket. It is smoked for 12 hours and then sous vide at a low temperature, 165 degrees for another 48 hours. We're one of the only restaurants you're going to find smoked brisket that's cooked for a full 60 hours. Most restaurants, lucky if they cook it for 8 hours or 12 hours. In Texas, you'll find places that run them 24 hours. Or smoke the brisket 24 hours. Brisket it's time consuming to make, and it's more expensive than it looks. You know, a lot of chefs will go buy brisket for $4.50 a pound, $5 a pound, and once you smoke it, that $4 a pound becomes $8 a pound or $9 a pound because it literally loses 50%. Brisket's known to have a lot of fat in it, and by cooking it, you lose moisture and you lose fat. So thank you everybody who's tuning in. Really appreciate it. Hello Cheryl. Hello Joel. If you can just drop a comment if you're tuning in live, just drop a comment #live. If it's on the replay, #replay. So our briskets, $9.99, and we're doing a grocery sale this week. We try to do a grocery sale item every week. Is our it's our cook at home ribeye steaks. Grass-fed ribeye steaks are $14.99 a pound this week. Regularly $17.99 a pound this week. We stocked up big time. I had to buy literally probably 300-400 pounds of what we got to get that kind of deal, so we can pass that on to you. So ribeye steaks this week, grass-fed ribeye steaks. I talked last week about what makes a tender steak, and that is pH. I talked about the pH method of tenderness for steaks, which a lot of people haven't heard of. Even a lot of chefs haven't heard of this. I had a couple of friends say, "Well, I've never heard of that," or tell me more. I haven't heard about it, just don't know about it. So pH testing for steaks, which almost all companies don't do that because they do the marbling system. They think the more fat, the more marbling it has, the more tender that it is. That is true, but it's not the main reason, or it's not the best reason. There are other systems to grade meat for tenderness. So I talked about that the other day. Let's see. Wine dinner tonight. We have 2 spots left for the wine dinner. We just had a cancellation. We have 2 spots left for the wine dinner. It's $25 a person. It's spring wines. When I thought about doing this wine dinner a month ago, I said for sure middle of March it's going to be nice and warm, right? 60 degrees, 50, something like that. 34 degrees today. So, but we're thinking spring wines. We got a great rosé, a great white, 2 great whites, and an awesome red, Salice Salentino from southern Italy. So tonight's wine dinner is a combination of New York and New York and Italian wines. 3 Italian wines, 1 New York wine. So thank you everybody who's tuning in. Again, if you can just drop a comment, #live, or on the replay. Hi, Sean. Of course, Jamie's on. Jamie's next door packing up some groceries for some guests right now to make a delivery today. Cheryl, thanks for the stars. Appreciate that. Still not 100% know what the stars are, but I guess we get like a penny a star, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how we'll get that, but supposedly. So something that hasn't happened in a year. You know, throughout this whole COVID thing, Jamie and I have grown our business here, worked harder, worked differently, worked smarter, but we've grown our business overall, and we've been very happy with that. And other restaurants have been asking us our secret to doing that, what we've been doing, and so I kind of like made it as like a mission last week, 3 weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago. I said, you know what? I want to help more restaurant owners succeed in this business. I really want to help more restaurant owners succeed. So I went back to Restaurant Growth Secrets University, which is my online academy for restaurant owners. And I have several clients that we coach on a regular basis. And I said, you know what? I want to coach. I want to help more people. I want to help more people. So that's been part of my mission now, part of my why, to help more people in business and show them the way. So I got on a phone call this morning with other restaurant owners, and like Tom Smiley from Mohawk Mountain House and some other people in the area, some local influential people, and we're talking about staffing and building a staff. And I talked about some staff management tips and things like that, and I was happy to be on that call. But about 3 weeks ago, I said, you know what, this is my mission. More of my mission now is to help other restaurants succeed in business. So I went and I started making some more videos for content for that part of my YouTube channel and that website. So there's a couple different websites that are associated with it. One is 50mistakes.com, which is where the information is on the book, and there's tons of free information there. Another website is Restaurant Growth Secrets University, which is our online university for restaurants. Restaurant owners paying $500 a year to get in there and go through the courses. So been creating some new content, and we really haven't pushed this in the last year at all. In fact, I actually turned off new sales for this because I figured I had to focus 100% on my business here at the restaurant, because this is my number one priority. It's where most of our time and energy is invested into. And so I actually didn't charge any of my clients for 3 months. I didn't charge them from March until July. Gave them all free coaching because I figured that was the last thing, is they wanted to worry about paying, all these high prices for business coaching. So I gave them all free coaching, and slowly but surely, we kind of like stopped going out of that business for a while and focused on the restaurant. So with this reinvigorated mission of helping more restaurants financially now, I've dropped tons of information. You can go to 50mistakes.com, 50mistakes.com. And if you know any restaurant owners, send them there, 50mistakes.com. There is hours and hours of free tutorial videos on how to market, operate a restaurant, all these kinds of things. It's like a introductory into the big restaurant growth secrets. So if you go to your computer, email's ready to prove.
That's fine. You keep breaking it out, though.
I do? Oh, no.
So I can't get past it. Well, let's see.
Jamie says I'm breaking in and out. Let's see what network I'm on here. I'm on the good network. So hopefully everybody's able to see me, hear me. So the title's on there and everything. So
you just
where was I?
Itself.
It fixed itself?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. So where was I here? So I'm on that phone call this morning. So one of the new things that I'm doing now is anybody who buys one of my books, I call them personally. I pick up the phone and call them and say, hey, John, Joe, Sally, you just bought my book, and what's happening? Like, tell me about your restaurant a little bit. Tell me what's good. Tell me what you need improvement on. And I started that process just recently, and it's been awesome to connect with more restaurant owners. The person I spoke to today, wow, 3 years, still not open yet. $1.3 million invested. Not in the restaurant industry. Hopefully he's going to open in the next 2-3 months. And it's amazing to hear all these stories of how these people are so in financially. I spoke to another person today that is $700,000 in, still losing money a couple years later. it's just it's shocking. So I really want to help as many of these people as I possibly can. So in comes this email. In comes this email from a company in London, in England, and I recognize it right away. The lingo as soon as it opens up. It's a casting company looking to develop a restaurant turnaround show. Now, I've gotten lots of casting calls in the past. I usually get 2 to 3 casting calls a year, from everything from food fraud to everything. They find our stuff on YouTube, and they're like, oh, wow, this is great. So I've not got a casting call in a full year. The last casting call I got was last March. And what happens is, with his casting calls, these are production companies, and we've gone to a full blown out sizzles. Sizzle is the what do they call it when they're doing the debut? What do they call it, Jim, when they're doing a debut of a series? Pilot. So the sizzle's pre-pilot. The sizzle's what sells the pilot, or it helps with the pilot. So the sizzle is where, like, Spike TV, Bravo, MTV. There's a funded sizzle and a not funded sizzle. The funded sizzle is where these networks go to a production agency and say, here's a concept you've been working on. Here's $10,000, $20,000. Make us a sizzle, 5-minute video of how this show is going to play out. And I've actually been involved to that stage where I've actually gone on camera, been in the sizzle, shot, produced all 2 days in a row, and been on camera.
I'm good to send.
You're good to send. It really hasn't gone anywhere because it's tough. It's tough to break into this, right? This is why there's not more people breaking into this industry on mainstream media, networks, because it's a tough industry to break into. But we were getting 2 to 3 a year, Jamie and I, and it was great. But once you start working with them, they make you sign a disclaimer that, confidentiality and things that you can't work with anybody else for a full year unless something happens. So you have to get an attorney. Attorney has to go over the paperwork and the contract, and it's a process, of course. So this production company messages me from London. I was looking at your YouTube stuff. We're looking to develop a show in conjunction with the Food Network, where a chef, restaurant owner goes into the restaurant, not only helps them with renovating, making a better menu, but also helps them with the business side, of the business. Show them how to do food costs, show them how to do marketing, show them how to do these things that the other shows aren't doing. And I said, this is awesome, because this is what I love doing, helping. And as part of my mission 3 weeks ago, I said I want to help more restaurants. So if something like this came to fruition, this would be amazing, because we could help a lot of people and hopefully inspire a lot of people in their business. I feel so bad when I talk to people who buy my book or other restaurateurs who are just so far in. Like at certain points in 2008, 2009, 2010, we thought we were like in bad shape at certain points of the last 18 years. And when you hear these other people, the amount of money they owe in restaurants, and we were just talking, we were talking just locally, Jamie, before, weren't we, a couple weeks ago with some people locally here in Ulster County? And we were talking about certain restaurants in the Hudson Valley that they're like, man, this restaurant, you just borrow money from this person and it says a borrowing system. And these people are like in it for big bucks, and like to look at that and like, is there any way out of this kind of debt in a lot of these places? And some like very well-known restaurants that we know, people were dropping names and we're like, yeah, this place, is in it for this to this person or that person, or that's the person who funded that person. And I was like, whoa, holy cow. So just as part of that, just want to just help other restaurants. So today's, I'm heading to the airport. I'm heading to the post office in a few minutes here to send out some books all over. Send out 5 books right now. So if you know any other restaurant owners, they can actually go onto the website. And these books are free, by the way. We just charge for shipping. They get shipped out for free. And if they're buying them, I will personally call them and have them connect about their restaurant. And my morning started this morning very first with a phone call from another person who I'd done a little bit of work for a couple of years ago. It was Marcus. Kind of figured it out and this and that, and he gave me some updates. I'm like, oh wow, you've come a long way since we spoke over a year ago and whatever. You've come a long way with your revenue and things like that. He goes, but I'm still having problems with a few things here and this and that. I said, cool, let's pull up your website, let's take a look at a few things, and let's rock and roll and go. So just helping other restaurants is really fulfilling for me. It's very satisfying for me. So that's what's happening here today in the office. Crazy day. Jamie's packing more groceries now. I have to go out for my run here soon. An email just went out for tonight's special. And tonight's also a wing night, too. I keep forgetting to promote that. Monday, buy one, get one wings. If you know about it, you know about it. I haven't promoted those on a couple of weeks, but people still order those every single Monday night. Buy one, get one wings. And everybody else who's in, I said hello to before. Thanks for tuning in. I hope to see you soon, everybody. Thank you for the support. We really, really appreciate it here. And hopefully we'll get some warmer weather in the next couple of days, I hope. It's supposed to snow on Friday, but it's not going to snow now on Friday. They've changed that forecast here. I was out on a run yesterday, out on the rail trail south of Ellenville, and I got to tell you, the weather had just changed so drastically. The snow squalls that had come in was amazing. And I don't know if I showed this yesterday on my live, but I was at Buttermilk Waterfall, which is down south of Ellenville. Really awesome waterfall. There's a cave. There's actually a cave right in there. So you can actually go in there. This is the most I've seen the water run. Usually it's just a trickle coming down, but you can actually go in there, and it's a cool cave. I don't know how far back it goes. I took the Border Collie with me. I took Barolo with me yesterday. So him and I hit the trails. And on the way back, the clouds came in. It was super windy. Snow squalls like crazy. Totally different than 15 minutes earlier. And was when it was sunny. So that was, I guess that thing about March and the weather. So, really cool. Hope everybody gets out and enjoys the weather. We had, so many people have been asking us about our outdoor dining space. So our outdoor dining space has been here all winter. The tent is there. We'll turn the heater on for it. If you want to go outside and eat, you're more than welcome. They're almost, I would say on a nightly basis, people are asking us to go outside to eat and still willing to go outside to eat. Throughout the whole winter. I mean, there's people that have been sat out there bundled up with the heaters on. We're happy to have you eat outside. It's just hard for me to send wait staff out, send some team members out, some of our crew out there, run back and forth when it's 20 degrees out, 25 degrees. It's cold. I'll be opening the door that much and going back and forth to check on you. But you're welcome to sit there. We'll get your food delivered to you. We'll turn the heater on to you. If you need something, you might need to call us or come in and say, hey, I'm done eating outside. Can I get my check? Something like that. Or call us and say, you know what, we're done now. Can we get our check? It's just hard for me to man a person out there, put a person out there to check on everybody when it's freezing like that. So we're anxiously awaiting warmer weather. Very anxiously awaiting warmer weather. And last week we had a great glimpse of 50, 60, 65 degrees. That was really, really awesome. So that is it, folks. Did I miss anything, Jamie?
No, I think
Thank God, everything. All right, I'm gonna go for my run now. Go turn the ovens on, and thank you everybody for your support. We appreciate it. And again, if anybody knows any restaurant owners out there, you can send them to Restaurant Growth Secrets, University.com, and the book is free, so you can get the book there. And happy to help other restaurant owners. And all right, folks, that's it for now, and we'll see you later.